Hello everyone, welcome to week 11. This week we will be focusing on assessing infants and toddlers. So the readings this week is we do not have any textbook readings. We have a handbook written by Virginia Bishop on infant vision development and assessment. It's a 40-page handbook and it's a great resource to have and read, And then you do have a couple of videos to watch. The first video is the assessment of visual efficiency in babies and young children. It's a great video. It's another example of how FEAs are conducted on young babies and infants. And then the other video is about teller acuity cards. These cards are used if a child is not able to read letters or symbols. So we use these cards for basically young children. And the activities is you will be submitting your major assignment 2. These are the notes that that you wrote based on the observation from the videos shared last week. So these notes, you can write it in any format. There was a form that was shared. You can use that form, or you can write it in a simple Word document with the notes that you observed. And basically, you want to be able to use these notes in your FEA report, which you will submit as major assignment 3. And then you have discussion this week, so poster discussions as well. And so assessing young children. So as a TVI, I haven't dealt with young, like babies to about 2.5 years old. So the youngest that I've seen is a preschooler who's 3 years old. So normally when you are employed as a TVI in a public school district, you will be you will be exposed to only children who are from 3 to 21 years of age. And basically with the Individuals' Disabilities Education Act, which governs the provision of services for individuals with disability, it has 2 parts. Part B serves 3 to 21 years and Part C is birth to 2.5 years. So when you are given, when you have to assess a preschool child with functional vision assessment, the best way is you need to understand the typical development of a child in terms of how the vision is developed from baby to 3 years. So to understand anything atypical, you need to understand what is typical. And the handbook that we've attached is a great resource to read. I specifically like the normal visual development chart in preschool children with visual impairments in page 33 of the handout. It's a great resource to know at age 3 months, at age 6 months, what should the child be? Because these are some of these developments you will see even in older children, beyond preschool, that you have. So you need to understand at what level your students are in terms of visual development. And then I also like the vision screening questionnaire that is part of the handbook, that is shared with parents, because parents know the students the best, young children. So that's a great questionnaire to share if you are given a student to assess who's really young and you don't know anything about. That's a great screening questionnaire. And then if you see the video on the functional vision assessment, most of it is done at the natural setting, because children are most comfortable and more at ease, I would say, at home, younger children. So I have done a couple of assessments for like 3-year-olds at home. Even before they join the preschool, we make visits at home and maybe a couple of days, and then assess the child in the child's play setting, like how you'll be seeing in the video. And then I just wanted to tell you there is a discussion post on the early intervention services that is provided in your state. You need to find out. In Colorado, Anchor Center for the Blind is one of those organizations. And we usually, as TVIs, we get reports from Anchor Center, and I kind of like to see that. So I just wanted to let you know about what Colorado is. And then there is this Stellar Acuity cards, which I haven't administered at all, but these are basically done to get the visual acuity of kids who cannot read letters or who do not know symbols, so basically babies. And it's bases on the grading or like the contrast. There's like lines, black and white. Bases on that, they get the Stellar Acuity. It's not very precise, but this is the best you can get for younger children in terms of visual acuity. And then at the end of the handbook, there are some articles that are published. I mean, there's a list of articles. I would highly recommend you to pick a couple and read those articles that you would be interested to explore more on this area. And the UNC library, if you go to the UNC website, there is a library. Go to URSA, 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 and then you go to the library, and then you can just put the title there. And with your login, you will be able to access some of these articles. Take a printout, read them. These are great resources. You may not have access to these articles when you are a TVI, so I would highly recommend you to use UNC's library at this time and take copies and keep it, because you might use it later. And then I just wanted to quickly talk about the final FVA assessment. We've been getting emails from students about not finding a student in your area and things like that. We can try helping as much as we can, but by now you should have contacted a local TVI. It is important. It's extremely important to build a relationship with the TVI in the district you live, because in your coursework in the future years, many assignments involve working with students directly. So make sure you have a person you can, like a mentor, that you can go to and ask about things or the things that you need. Basically learning from that TVI. And then the other thing is, and before you do your final FVA assessment, some of you are already have dates where you have to go and do the assessment. Just make sure you read everything that you need for the functional vision assessment. So if you have a student with CVI for the final assessment, make sure you complete your readings on CVI assessments. Take forms, take all the materials you need, or borrow materials from the TVI and things like that. Just be prepared and seek help if you need any, as it's very important. No question is dumb. So just make sure you ask questions and seek help. It's a huge topic, and it's a first semester for many of you. So make sure you ask if you do not understand things. So have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.